We just came out of a midterm election. We just came out of the midterm campaign season, I guess the election season. And one of the talking points that the Democrats used over and over again is really ever since January the 6th is if Republicans get in power, they're going to hurt democracy. And when they say democracy, basically they're saying our democratic form of a government where we have a free system where the people vote for who they want, a free election where people vote for who they want to represent them. But when they're talking about, first of all, we're not a democracy, we are a republic, but we live under, our form of government is a democratic form of government. So when they're talking about democracy, all they're trying to do is fearmonger and say that you won't be able to vote. It won't be a free election. They're going to try to stop something, which is a lie, of course. But they say that. They hurt democracy. They hurt democracy. But what they don't say is this. Now, let me read the definition of a democratic system of government. The democratic system of government is a form of government in which the supreme power, okay, is vested in the people. The power, supreme power is vested in the people, me, you, citizens, and exercised by them, by us, directly or indirectly, through a system of representation, usually involving periodic free elections. Okay, what they're saying is all the power is in the hands of the people, it's vested with the people, and we, the people, send people. We elect people to represent us, and we send them to D.C. and say, we want you to do this, 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 and this. They're not supposed to do anything that we don't want done. They're not supposed to flip it and they have power over us. They're supposed to do what we say. And if they do something, just say, they innocently say, I'm going to pass this bill, this law. And it automatically starts having a negative effect on the people, and the people cry out and say, hey, you need to change that because we're suffering here. This is happening. We can't pay our bills, the inflation, blah, blah. Change course. They are supposed to instantly, because you know why? Because they work for us. They're supposed to instantly change course and say, okay, and try to alleviate what's happening to us. That's what's supposed to happen. So we just had this midterm election, and people were predicting, both Democrats and Republicans were predicting a red wave. Okay, we didn't have the red wave that was predicted. We won the House, and we still might get the Senate, but still. So President Biden, whom supposedly won the election, a free election, we're just going to say, he's there. He supposedly won it. And so that means he's supposed to represent who? Us, the people. Well, he got up there bragging the day after, said, it wasn't a red wave and blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to keep on with my agenda just the way it is. I'm not going to change anything. And even some Democrats on some of the liberal stations say he shouldn't have said that. But he said, I'm going to keep right on. And some lady asked him, what are you going to do about this inflation and this? I'm going to keep on doing exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to keep on with my agenda. Does that sound like a democratic form of government? Does that sound like that? Doesn't that sound like that's the opposite? I mean, the citizens are struggling. The citizens are having high inflation. We can't pay our gas bills. The gas is high. All kinds of things. Supply chain issues. Our borders are wide open. Because at the exit polls, they named the main issues they were concerned with. They was like crime and the border and inflation. Those are the things they were concerned with. But he said he's not going to address any of it. Now, you see how backwards that is? You see how backwards that is? I don't know how long this country has been like that, where they flipped it, where the representatives and the elected officials or whatever has power and the people have none, except to elect them, and then they just take them. Because that's what happened with Liz Cheney. She refused to address issues that her constituents had. She says, I have a right to do what I want to do. And my conscience, my conscience. If I want to prosecute Trump. I don't want to do all those things y'all asked me to do, y'all sent me to do. Because see, she thought she had so much power. Now, when they use this conscience thing as an excuse to go against the people that sent them, their own constituents, that's just an excuse. Because I've been saying, if I'm a representative and my constituents, ask me to support somebody who I really feel that is corrupt, that this, that, and the other. And I have evidence and all that. And the constituents say, I don't care how much evidence you got, do it. And I said, well, that's against my conscience. Then I should step down. That's what you do, because I can no longer represent you. Because you are the boss. And you say, you want me to do something and it's against my conscience, I should step down. That's not what she did. She didn't want to step down. In fact, she tried to get Democrats, and some of them did, to vote for her so she can stay in power over a constituency that didn't want her. How much sense does that make? Instead of just going home on her own. So anyway, she got thrown out, basically. She got voted out. So that's where we're at. But see, it's not just Democrats doing that. Republicans are doing it too. Mitch McConnell, who's over the Republican Senate leader, minority leader, because the Republicans are in the minority in Congress right now, as the Senate. He took money. Now, money that was the people sent in, donated money. Not his money, but it's donated money. But he decided he could control it and put the money on the candidates he liked and move money from candidates he didn't like. Does that sound like the power of the people, or somebody just taking charge and say, I have the power. I don't like this candidate. I like this one. So I'm going to put the money over here. Now, to me, all the money should just been divided evenly. But that's not what he did. I'm going to pull money from this one because I don't want that person. So you see what I'm saying? What has happened to the power of the people? What has happened? Now, it was only one person changed that. And that's why they want to get rid of it. Donald Trump has sat on the sidelines for 30 some odd years watching all this unfold. And finally he got tired and he decided to run. And when he came down those escalators in 2015 and gave that speech, it was mesmerizing. But you know why? To me it was because he went point by point by point. It wasn't any cliches and fancy words. He just went, this is wrong, this is wrong. And come to find out, when I did my research, he had been saying those same things for over 30 years. He never wavered. He had been saying the same thing. So he finally got tired. I'm going to put the power back, make America great again, put America first, which is the way it's supposed to be, people. But neither the Democrats or the Republicans want that, to put America's interests first. When you say put America's interests first, that means me, you, our interests, not their own. So we got a president that's got the border wide open. We say, close the border, secure the border. I'm not going to do it. Fix inflation. I'm not going to do it. You see what I'm saying? So no, they don't want anybody there that's going to put America first. That's never going to happen with these people. That's why they fought all of Trump's candidates. Now, the people that Trump endorsed, they are supposedly, they said they were going to put America first. They're all supposed to be America first candidates. They're all supposed to be America first candidates. Well, Mitch McConnell don't like those. So now they're calling them extreme. A governor of New Hampshire, and another governor, I forgot what state, are saying that they're happy that Trump's extreme candidates didn't win, and we should move past Trump and his extremism. Now, those are Democrat talking points, but the Republicans are saying it. So I would like to know what exactly is extreme about him, his candidates, and Trump. What's extreme? Was it because they said they were going to put America first? Is that what they're calling extreme? I think that is what it is. Anybody's going to put America first is extreme. They don't ever define or explain what they mean by it. But see, they just take Democrats' talking points and apply them to people that their own base voted for. Even if they didn't get elected, even if they didn't win, they know that their own base supports these people, and yet still they're calling them extreme. Why? They want to put America first. So all I can say is 2024 is going to be another chance to try to put a candidate in office that's going to put America first. And there's only one candidate that's going to do that. That's Donald Trump. The same one they've been trying to get rid of from day one is Donald Trump. No other candidate is going to go. The GOP is never going to embrace or endorse any candidate that's not going to put their interests first. That's just not going to happen. I don't care how much you like a person. I don't care how well they do in their state. If the GOP and the establishment is pushing them, you best believe they've already made a deal and say, don't hurt us. Don't put our interests last. You put our interests first. You can give them a little. But that Donald Trump took away all our money that we were making on the side. War money. all these other deals. He did special interest and all that. He hurt us. He helped the people, but he hurt us. And they're not going to let that happen again. So I'm going to tell you about me. I am a Donald Trump supporter. I'm going to be loyal to him. Why? Because he did what he said he was going to do. He took care of me. He took care of me. I don't care anything about anything else because that's all you're supposed to be cared about. When you are voting for a politician, you're supposed to be voting on their policies, period. I don't like the way they talk. I don't like the way they look. I wish they wouldn't say that. But when you, what were the policies? Were you taken care of? Yeah, but it's time to move on to somebody else. That's the stupid stuff people say. That sounds just like this, just like a married couple, man or a woman. A woman says to her husband, or a man says to his wife, I want a new woman. She's better. I met this new girl. She's younger than you. She speaks better than you. Her body's better than yours. But baby, I've been here through thick and thin. I've been with you through thick and thin. You remember you got sick? I nursed you back to health. I've been here all these years. Yeah, you did those things, but I believe she could do it too. She's younger than you. She speaks better. I'm waning on you. I'm tired of you. Or the woman tells her husband, I met this new guy. You've gotten old. You're almost 78 years old. But baby, I bought you a house. I've been providing for you and taking care of you all these years. Yeah, you did those things, but it's time for me to move on to somebody else. That's what it sounds like to me when I hear people talk about Trump, as good as he's been to this country. It's time to move on, new leadership, And listen, not anybody. There's a lot of candidates that can lead. That's not the issue. Or they're capable of leading is not the issue. Will they put America first is my issue. Yeah, we have a lot of intelligent, good leaders in these governors and senators that can lead. I can lead. That's not hard to do. But will they put America's interests first? That's the question, and nobody's going to do that. I don't care how much you think somebody will. Nobody's going to do that but Donald Trump. That is why they're trying to get rid of him. Whenever they try to get rid of somebody and they're trying to embrace somebody else, you better look out. But that's up to you all. But I'm telling you something about me. This is the purpose of my video. I am not a people pleaser. I am not on here trying to please people. Once I became a born-again Christian over 35 years ago, I knew there was no pleasing people. I've never tried to please people because, see, a true Christian lives by the Word of God. And the Word of God is very offensive to sinners. So if you try to please people, you're going to have to not please God. Well, I feel the same way about everything. I'm a fact-based person. I go by the facts. I don't fall in love with people because they look good or they sound good. I don't care about all that outside stuff. I want to know, what can you do? I am very loyal. I have no reason to jump ship when somebody's already done good for me, taken care of me, and been good to me, provided for me. I had a friend that said they made, under Trump, their 401k increased over 500Ks. $500,000 increase in his 401k under Trump's presidency. But when 2020 came around to vote, he said, I'm not voting for him because he talks too much. I don't like the way he talks. I said, are you crazy? So you're not going to vote for him because you're tired of the way he talks, but you admitted that your 401k gained $500,000. And now, don't look at your 401k now under Biden. It's crickets now. I don't hear anything. Because the people are losing money in their 401k. But this is what people are doing. They're so emotional and childish. And I say childish because anybody past 30 should be concerned about the way somebody's talking. I want to know what you're doing. What are you going to do? How are you going to protect me? The borders were secure under Trump. The borders, he got that under control. We had prosperity, 401k, record stock market gains, record low unemployment, and every demographics. Everyone, records, black, Asian, Hispanic, woman, you name it, record unemployment. He had built the military back up. He had all of this. And people say, well, I'm tired of him. I'm tired of the way he talks. Let me get somebody new. They'll do it. You don't know what they're going to do. But I know what Trump's going to do. So my thing is, I'm not worried about pleasing people. I make my own living. I'm not worried about money, donations, or subscribers. I appreciate every donation I've ever gotten. I appreciate my subscribers. But nobody's going to dictate to me Or I get mad. So I just, if I'm mad, I unsubscribe. Unsubscribe. I don't care about that. I care about my country. I have a country to save. I serve this country. And I'm not jumping on any bandwagons and supporting all these other people. I'm sticking with Donald J. Trump because he's been good to me. He's been good for this country. And you can do what you want to do. I don't care who gets mad. I'm not a people pleaser. And that's why I want to get on here today, because I'm ticked off. Because the RNC is doing all they can to divide us with Trump and DeSantis. Because all they want to do is get rid of Trump. That's all they want to do is get rid of him. So they're telling you all these talking points. People don't like Trump. They're put off by Trump. It's time to move on. And you say, yeah, that's right. People that supported Trump are saying, yeah, that's right. They're just jumping ship left and right. But no good deed goes unpunished. No good deed goes unpunished. That's why I'll never be in politics. Because people are low down. It doesn't matter how good you are to people. They will just throw you under the bus and get tired of you. So you've gotten too old. You're old now. No, but I did all this. That's all right. I want somebody younger. That's how people are. People don't appreciate you. People are disloyal. I'm a very loyal person. But now when you betray me, that's the end of the relationship. And that's what the RNC, the GOP has done. They've betrayed me. That's why they'll never get another dime. I haven't given them my money since January 6th, really. Not one dime. And I never will. Because they have betrayed me. Because see, it's not Trump. I'm going to say this and I'm going to get off of you. Y'all cannot understand this enough. It's not Trump, it's us. Trump is in the way, and he's right, because he stirred us up. And they know if they get rid of Trump, because this is how people are, because, we have a short attention span. They figure if we get rid of Trump, then we'll get that whole base to come back to us, and we'll have all the power we used to have, and it will go back to normal, business as usual. And that's exactly what will happen. They're not lying. If they can convince you to turn on Trump and jump to DeSantis or somebody else, then they say, oh, and then Trump's gone. Hey, back to business. It has nothing to do with them wanting to help us and put America first. This has nothing to do with that. They got to get back in power. They got to get their money back. So that's why I don't get distracted. I stick to what somebody has done. I judge people by their record. I judge people by what they do, not by what they say. I don't. So I'm going to stick with Donald Trump. If he runs, I'm voting for him. And even if he loses, hey, he loses. You say, well, you're going to vote for somebody else if Trump doesn't run? I doubt it. I'm just serious. Because it's not going to be any different. It's going to go back to the way, I don't care who wins. If it's Trump's not in the White House, you can forget America first. That's not happening. Because both parties, both the Democrats and Republicans, are never going to let somebody else get back in power who's going to take away their power. That's just not going to happen. So, that's my rant. Have a blessed day.